He's not even aware.
He is aware. Hello, good evening. It's Friday night. It's bonfire night. It's time for fireworks. It's time for the biggest firework of them all, Transformers the show. Well, what's coming out tonight? So, on tonight's show, we've got our foreplay is going to be Soundwave. So, we're going to talk about our top 5 Soundwave toys. And in the discussion tonight, we're going to ask you questions. So, please, no, we're not going to ask you questions. You're going to ask us questions. So, in the chat, if you've got any questions for us about Transformers, anything you want to talk about, the chat at the end will be all about you guys. So, please interact at the end. First of all, loads of stuff coming up this week. It's time for the news.
I jogged some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
News.
Hasbro news, as always, to start off with. So we got the leaks, I suppose, or an early look, thanks to, was this Prime versus Prime, I believe, of the Studio Series Bumblebee Wheeljack. So Bumblebee movie, just to be clear. Which, yeah.
The only good Transformers movie, yeah.
Did we know this was coming? I can't remember.
I think we had some vague ideas because they were talking about how they were almost like all the same size as Cliffjumper, weren't they? They sort of like the builds they used for the movie, and the figures were going to be based off that brief interlude we saw at the start of the Bumblebee movie. So, yeah.
It's quite. I mean, it looks quite tidy. The vehicle mode is quite nice. The robot mode's not bad either. It fits in well with his movie brethren, Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and Cliffjumper there.
That's what I mean. It's like the same mode, though, isn't it? I mean, I would have to have it in hand, but it seems like so similar.
No, do you think so? They've just remolded.
Yeah,
use that as the base figure at least.
Well, it's just like the movie did, because the movie used all the same. I mean, what was it? RC was almost the same build as was it Braun?
In the
movie. So is this a new thing Hasbro are doing, where they reuse molds, paint them a different color, and
well, I think it's just because I just think they're following the aesthetic of the movie. Aren't they? I think they're just following the aesthetic of the movie, so it's almost like they're trapped in that.
They've always done a bit of remolding of another figure, though, haven't they? For quite, at least in the kind of chug line, they've been doing it for quite a while.
Oh, I was joking. I was being sarcastic. Sorry. Being a twat. I was being a twat, everyone.
You, Paul.
I just, assumed you were that ignorant. No.
Today I thought
that would be a correct assumption.
Like I am all day at work. I thought I'll bring that professionalism to the show.
Definitely, obviously, Jamie rather.
And Paul's ruined it.
Are these quite short then? Because I don't have any of these Studio Series figures.
As I said before, they're just similar to the mold. Yeah, I've got the Bumblebee figure right behind me. He's the same. He's the same size as the Titans Return Bumblebee. Remember, I took a photo of all the Bumblebees together.
Oh God, yeah, that was a really good photo. Actually, I hadn't seen that one for a bit though.
Yeah,
get it shared again. I think it looks good. I think if you're into Studio Series, you're going to be definitely wanting to pick it up.
I do think it's brilliant, the Bumblebee figure.
I quite like the head sculpt as well. Although it looks like they're trying to sneak a proper mouth in there and a nose, as opposed to just giving him the faceplate. You cheeky monkeys, sneaking a mouth in there. But yeah, it looks quite decent. I like the gun.
I still like Wheeljack. I don't know.
I mean, to be honest, it's
that's very small. Very small.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big deluxe, is it?
Yeah, it's like Bumblebee.
But, And then we had Masterpiece Cliff Jumper.
Is this
which
car
I think
crash? Car crash cliff jumper.
Car crash Cliff Jumper, yeah. Something's definitely happening here. That's got to be mistransformed, does it?
Yeah.
Just stuck the spoiler down over his chest. Anyway,
You're not going to sell many bots with a boob spoiler.
I don't know. Boob spoilers ahoy. We have got some more photos of this that were shared by Alexis, but only just before we really came on, so we'll see those a bit later on. But how tall is this thing going to be then if it's Masterpiece? Because the Masterpiece Bumblebee they did wasn't particularly big, was it?
Big.
Yeah. That's your penis. That's quite good.
That's great. That's great for those of us who only have one monitor and thus can't see what size you're doing. Moving on. And then this is the Takara.
Exciting news.
This is the official photos of Takara.
That really worked.
Yeah. The official photos of the Takara release of Coronation Chicken Starscream. And also, we've got some photos of Perceptor as well. And from what we understand, and certainly the TF Wiki agrees, they're expecting that both the Takara and the Hasbro releases are going to be the same. So, yes. So
we said that about the start of the siege line, didn't they? There was no longer going to be a difference.
That's it. Although they are doing their premium paint line Takara, aren't they? But that's...
Yeah.
That's another entity.
What
in
is
a way.
premium paint line? Is that where someone actually checks the quality control before?
Oh no, I bet they don't.
There's some cape debate going on in the chat.
Cape or cloak?
Is it a cape
Cloaks.
or cloak?
We use cloaks, motherfuckers. Cloaks.
All right.
I know you feel passionate about this subject, Jamie.
I do. I just read these capes. Capes are like, I don't know. It's like capes are like Y fronts. Cloaks are boxer shorts.
And there's the analogy to win.
Are you saying that capes are more supportive?
Yeah,
capes. I've got a hood.
Yeah, I was going to say I imagine a cape.
I don't have a hood with my wife front.
And they go over the shoulder.
But your wife fronts aren't a cape.
I'm not your fan.
So
you know you get boxer shorts now which have a separate section for your penis and balls. It's like it's a circle. It's like a pouch. You put them in.
Like Y front.
This is the content everybody tunes in for. You know that, right? This is why they're there in the chat right now.
Can we get some images of boxers and Y fronts just to be sure?
Yeah, of course. I'll do that. I'll definitely
next week.
All right. Yeah.
Usual thing. People will moan, that there's no panel to cover that up. But I'm sure third party. Yeah, I'm sure third party will knock something out anyway. Alternative heads and
it's play lazy just not to have a tab which opens and the hand comes out and closes. It's fucking lazy.
Well, it's cost cutting, isn't it? Yeah, it's cost cutting. I don't think it was the designer went. I can't be asked. I'm done. Clock it off now.
This is the extent of my abilities.
What I find annoying is some of
the
people we know actively complain about the prices of the figures are the same people who buy the figures then spend £15 on the third party accessory, but would moan the ass off if it went up by £2 or £5 to cover that bit of plastic. And we know who they are, Rohan.
It's a bit of flashing going on there.
Yeah.
Put your panel down, Starscream.
He's just about to sit down, isn't he? He hasn't got his arse on the seat yet.
He's just trying to sit down. Kids are just about to shout him for something. He's going to have to get back up again. I don't like that. I know it's silly, but I don't like it when he holds the null rays in his hands. Go on his arms, damn you. And again, there's the accessories.
Hood. Just saying hood again.
Hood.
Is a hood like a mankini then? What?
Oh God, let's not start with that.
Perceptor's
looking good. Anybody else liking Perceptor, or is that just me?
Yeah, just boring, isn't he? I think they nailed it on Titan's Return.
But he looks good.
Yeah, he does. He does look good. But even like the MP one looks boring. I don't think he's just a boring looking robot.
I know some people still wanted an upscaled, slightly upscaled version of this Starscream, so it was leader class price point. But we all know now that leader class price point is a Voyager with extra bits. I mean, that is just the norm now, so it shouldn't be a shock to anyone.
Why would they want it fucking upscaled so then suddenly it's not in scale with other figures? What are these people on? No.
And there he is, all glammed up for his night out. His big night, his big celebration. I'm sure nobody will turn up and ruin that. There's Percy again, looking a bit more serious and glum. And there he is as a microscope. And then there was a really interesting tweet, and I wish I'd downloaded some of the photos in the chat from that, because I can't remember who it was who did that tweet, but it was all about the actual origins of the original G1 Unicron that they were going to make, and they did all prototypes that we've all seen before and stuff like that. And it was quite interesting just to read. It was like a full description of the process that it went through, with photos of prototypes and designs and other things that they thought of for it. And this is not that. This is for is it the HasLab Unicron and possible city mode that they were going to squeeze out of it? And I think we can all agree that looks superb.
It's like you spread eagle.
Every base mode they've ever done.
Lie down, spread your legs, stick your arms.
It's like
out.
you can imagine Mrs. Unicorn coming downstairs, and he's laid out like that. Have you been out on the town again? No, this is my base mode, wife. You're pissed, aren't you?
I look forward to you using that excuse later.
My head's off.
I'm a city, Lisa. I'm a city.
You wouldn't understand.
Look,
This is my
fly,
base mode.
minicons, fly.
And then,
That's
as we talked
boogers.
about early, there's Cliffy J, and these are the most recent shots I've got, or at least the clearest ones, where he seems to be transformed properly now. And these are fascinating photos that show different angles of him. There's his back.
Well, it's interesting because
There's his side.
He's not quite as, like, the feet aren't quite as ugly. He looks a little bit better proportioned than Bumblebee. I mean, it still looks terrible, but it looks better.
Too long for me.
Ed's got a good
The legs
question
are
about.
just, yeah.
Sorry, about city mode. Is why would a planet have a city mode?
That's
Good
an
question.
excellent question, Ed.
Well, the thing about Unicron.
For a play set, Ed, for when you
Well-
let the kids play with your HasLab Unicron.
Well, the whole
That
thing
never
about
happens.
Unicron was his
Rhetorical,
size
Jamie.
changed.
Rhetorical.
His size changed, so he could be as small as the moon or go as big as Saturn, depending on what he consumed. So he could have a city mode.
Did it?
Yeah,
He's a-
that was.
When was
that
that?
when
Not-
I know he
not
had a different
shower.
size in Armada, because then was it the Transformers Collectors Club comic book story balancing act? He that's where they did a Transformers Cybertron deluxe scale Unicron figure, and that's where that was supposed to come from. Yeah, so it's an interesting idea that his size will change and vary. Of course, he's supposed to be across all the multiverses, isn't he? Much like Alexis. Right, speaking of Alexis, third-party news.
Oh, I didn't share this. This is Paul's.
Oh, is it? Sorry, I do apologise.
I have no
Paul
idea.
did share
I have
this.
no idea.
I'm just well, this is, and I'm definitely not vamping whilst this is Toy Alliance Archcore Frost Alliance, and they look Space Marines. I couldn't find out whether these definitely come with him. I think they do, but you don't think they do?
Is that for certain,
based on
Alexis, or is that
facts,
you're just
or-
you going no? I mean, it looks impressive in a Mad Max, Space Marine kind of way.
I think it's cool. I thought it was a custom the first time I saw it.
I thought you'd shared like something that was, the Scourge from the new Rise of the Beast, and then I realised looking at it, no, it's not.
No,
Well, it might look the same. Who knows?
I think it's something. It's cross something, Archcore, wherever that is. So
Do we know who's manufacturing this?
God, he looks like one
Toy
of these
Alliance?
samurai
Isn't it?
demons, doesn't he?
I do like the truck mode. It looks pretty badass, and like you said, it looks good with those Space Marine things if they come with it. But Alexis has confidently informed us they don't.
I've been proven wrong once before.
Never. I refuse to believe that, Alexis.
One.
Anyway,
This is
Once
X-Transport
in the last
displaying their Zeusaurus or Deathsaurus next to MP Starsaber, which is a pile of wank.
Chickensaurus.
It's got good height on it. It's good size on it. The Planet X version was titchy, so it's got good height on it. It'd just be interesting to see how it transforms. The jury's out on X Transports at the moment. To be honest.
Okie dokie. We move on.
Comparison shots of not fans toys, Robot Paradise, Acoustic Wave. There's a few of these. So and it just I think what this shows really is obviously Soundwave was MP2, right? So that was what, over 10 years ago. It just shows how good Soundwave actually was back then. But I mean, again, you look at 10 years worth of engineering, so naturally is better articulation, better paint, everything else around it. It's a bit more complete, but it's doesn't mean you swap out your Soundwave. But again, if you want a new Soundwave, this is a good version, and it comes with both the toy and the tune options as well for head and everything else. That's right. More images. We saw these last week, but again, they're back in the news again this week because people wanted to see them. So this is the Kang Toys Volcanicus alternative version. So again, if you're into sort of like sort of stylized versions of figures, then there's options out there for you. So this is their version of Triceratops Slag, so on. Snarl, keep going through. There's loads of these. Snarl was.
I don't think there's that many. I think there's pictures of their I said vehicle then dinosaur mode and robot mode for each of them. So that'll be Swoop.
Yep, Slag looks actually quite slender. He's in robot mode as well, which is quite interesting. Swoop looks quite cool.
So this is the concept art, isn't it, to show us what they should kind of look like? Sludge is a bit.
No,
is that
that's not Sludge. No, that's a Spinosaurus. That's a 6th character.
Oh,
a Spinosaurus.
Oh, what was they? Oh no, it was a Velociraptor, wasn't it? In Power of the Primes, the little one. Jamie will know the name because Jamie will have it.
Slash.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
there's Sludgy.
There we go. He's actually a Brachiosaurus as well, not a Diplodocus, which is interesting.
Yes, I also had noticed that. Grimlock with his Godzilla head.
Or it could be a Camarasaurus. No, it's hard to tell with that model.
The backpack on that, though, Jetfire style.
Yeah. And there's Slag.
And there's Slag.
That's very slender. So. And there's
Sludge, not so much. Double arms? Yeah, I'm not a fan of that look. But some of the others look interesting.
And then we've got this is Magic Square with New Age, and everyone else who's got Magic Square will appreciate him fully, I'm sure, like I do.
Which one's which again?
Well, the one on the left is Magic Square, and the one on the right is New Age. So Magic Square looks probably more aesthetically pleasing, but it doesn't really do much. So. It's from the back again looks probably more aesthetically pleasing, potentially. But again, it looks like it's water on the screen, but it's meh. It doesn't do much. It's not very articulate. So I'll be getting a New Age one.
Someone
wants to buy a Magic Square one, then tap me up.
Someone said question mark Slash. Slash was the little Velociraptor. The Dinobot Power of the Primes set.
Wasn't she a female Transformer in the comic books?
Yeah.
I love how we asked you earlier, Jamie, about that. And
no, I answered it. It was someone's asked the question. Slash,
oh yeah, he gave us the name. He just didn't give us like the history. But then I didn't ask for that. Well, although it was lovely to hear it. Thank you, because somebody else is asking in the comments.
Well, you already said Velociraptor. You were almost there.
There you go.
Yes,
there you go.
Yes,
almost.
But just for those eagle-eye viewers, that was a Spinosaurus on the screen there. So this is Iron Factory's Devcom. Their version of Devcom. So they've retooled of Scourge.
Such a great alt mode.
I
put one of them on my toilet, so when it flushes, it keeps it all clean.
It's a space butt plug.
Oh dear.
The road mode looks really good, right? But the alt mode is just a fucking butt plug.
No.
That's a pretty big butt plug. I guess yours is a lot of practice.
It is, and yeah.
Let's not get into that. Save it for the discussion.
20 minutes into the show, we're talking about arse gapage already.
You must be thinking to yourself,
we're slow tonight.
Butt plug there. Not for me, Jamie.
If you want to go for the Micro Legends version of that butt plug, it's blue all over because it fits rather than the red tip.
Which one are we looking at here? Or are we looking at all of these?
You're looking at Flame Warrior, second from right, penultimate on the right side. And then you've got the.
I'm just trying to get away from the butt plugs, as are we all.
I was just thinking, the rubbish ones, their fate is to become a butt plug.
Oh, you don't want Wheeljack to become a Wheeljack? Red car rather than to become a butt plug. Too many spiky bits.
Right. Size is right, but the colour scheme's all off. I think. Who's the other one, Paul? Who makes that one? I can't remember who makes that one.
It's fucking Flame No, not Flames Toys. Papa Toys.
I don't like
Papa
either.
Toys,
That
not
one's
right.
too
Papa
boxy,
Toys,
and that
Flame
one looks
Warrior.
like Hot Rod when he was like 10
Yeah.
before he'd grown up a bit.
Papa Toys looks better.
neither
But
of them look good.
he is quite big. He's Legends Plus Papa Toys, so he doesn't fit with everything else. Anything else? Right. And then we've got Michael Jackson there making a comeback as the new Optimus Prime, being announced in the Beast Rise of the Beast. He's come back from no, it's not. This is Magic Square version 2.0 of their Legend Scale Prime.
Oh, I really wish he'd kept going with that.
Thank you.
It was going so
Magic-
well.
Michael Jackson fans out there.
So this is a new version of their already awesome
Yeah,
Optimus Prime.
yeah.
Okay.
This is it, and this is their salute to Russia. So I love that dance.
That's what they do in Russia.
Balance.
Dance and invade countries like the Ukraine. Yeah.
There we go. And then mentioned Ukraine. There we go. Bit of ballet there.
Beautiful. If you want a figure
Exactly.
that can do that, this is for you.
There we go. If you like that vase,
Bit of gappage there. It's ripped his own.
if you like that
stomach open.
vase, if
That's
you
a
like that
sacrifice.
vase, then
Yes, a lovely vase. And then this
And-
one you were a big fan of, weren't you, Alexis?
yeah, this is the Diaclone version of Magnus. Is there something in the comics where he goes a bit nuts, like almost like? There we go.
Delta
So-
Magnus, Shattered Glass, Ultra Magnus. So in Shattered Glass, he's evil.
Yes.
And he has his face is more well, at least in some of the versions I've seen of it, his face is more like a bludgeon type scully face, like that scary Halloween kind of monster face. So I'm guessing, does this come with maybe more than one face? There you go. Thanks to the inclusion of
Yes,
the skull face.
It does. It does.
There you go. Knowledge is power. I think it looks quite good.
Well,
Who do we know
power,
is a
power.
fan of this? I know. Obviously.
Lucas.
John.
Yeah.
John's
John's a Magnus fan. Is he a Delta Magnus as well as Ultra Magnus?
Oh, I think he must be.
Sound off in the
no,
comments.
Delta Gudrun. Don't even know who that is.
Up to date reference for all the kids.
Google, who is Delta Gudrun?
I think it looks. I think.
There you
Just
go.
the overall design. It looks really good. I think.
Scully kind of monstery face thing going on there. I do like the
Interesting.
expressive hands.
We've seen it's a different shade as well. It's like a silver now there, rather than the yellow which they had before. So
there you go.
It's silver.
Evil face, normal face. Optimus Prime type blaster, big ass sword, and a matrix,
Shattered glass
and pointy
matrix.
hands. Yeah.
It seems everyone has a
Everyone
matrix
needs
these days.
those.
How much will that be? What do you think for
It'll
something like that?
be so pounds, money, like in the dollar range, or
So you don't know. Okay.
Remember
I
the
can't
old
remember.
days when Paul used to ask us to put the prices up in the photos and we all went,
Fucking gave up like a month for that. And I couldn't deal with it anymore. I just wouldn't do it.
I mean, I can't say anything. I did try at the start, and then I kind of went, it's too much effort.
but you know the price.
I don't-
That's the
is it
point.
out-
It's easy for chug collectors. We just go, yes.
Well, it's about £45.
This must be the inner robot.
yes, this is the inner robot.
Oh, sorry,
Can't do
this
it.
won't be £45. It would be much more, wouldn't it? About £70.
I'm just looking to see if it's actually online yet. I can't see it actually. It's not online yet. You can't buy it yet, so it's not online. No, it's not online yet.
And then there was this, which was something spotted late on, and I did ask Alexis about this. So,
X-Trans
is
wants
this
to do it.
new?
Yeah, they're doing X-Trans wants to do the retool of every color of everything under the sun. So if you like a color,
Of course.
X-Trans wants to do it for you. They've got this one, and then they've got a red one, which I'm sure you've got as well.
So this is their version of Skids, but done as a character called Shout. I'm not sure who
They've done-
is that.
they've
Is that
done-
just a Diaclone repaint
they've
thing?
done-
And then,
I have no idea. They've done They've done the original. They've got the original. I've got the original Skids, and they've got the Kiss Players one, the police car one, which will be released again, which is quite rare. They've got the silver version of it as well, which is that's the silver version, is Diaclone version. Sorry, this one is just another version, and there's a red one as well, which is another version. I don't know. They do and they've got like 10 different versions of their Toro, which is Cliff Jumper, in different colours.
Do you know, I often wish you would bring out a sort of third party thing for Skids when we get it for the Chug version, where he has that sort of monster thing connected to his head. Like he
oh
did in that sort
yeah,
of,
when he was
you
in
know,
the
Dark
what was that
Universe, what it was
called?
called.
Yeah,
That
like the limbo
Nightmare
area.
Dimension, yeah.
They had those green things attached to the faces and feeding off their dreams and emotions and things.
You mean when they
Yeah.
go to Hoist Goes to Hollywood? That one is it?
That's the one.
Yeah, they do. So the extra
You're
transport has
correct
that.
once again.
Oh no, Heist Goes to Hollywood. That's a different thing. I think me and Jamie. Correct me if I'm
one
wrong,
with
Jamie.
the-
I think we were thinking of the comic book story where Optimus and Skids and
Yes.
a few of the other
Just-
Ratchet, a few others got displaced by the time traveling Autobots and Decepticons,
Sorry.
and they ended up in this limbo area, and there was these green creatures that were feeding off their emotions and keeping them like in a dreamlike state. There was like wasn't there some kind of
tax
ape-like
collectors.
yeah, exactly. Weren't there some like ape-like creatures, and Optimus and the Autobots tried to protect them?
You mean monkeys, right?
Shockwave. Don't start that. I'm not getting into that debate again. Let's not go down that road tonight. Anyway,
It wasn't a debate.
monkey or ape?
Yes,
Right.
we were looking
And that
for
was the
mascots
news.
for the show, and the one idea was to get genetically made winged monkeys for a show.
And then Jeremy pointed out how we're all really just monkeys anyway.
So it's
No, you did that. I didn't.
it's Delta Goodrem, not Delta Good Rim, and she's an Australian singer, songwriter, and actress.
Search for Delta Goodrim and see what happens.
I've already got smatterings of that in my search history anyway. Right, what's next?
I love how Andy likes to go offline when we're kicked off the air.
So coming up next then is time for Rohan's Corner. So a cheeky early one, and in this week's episode, Rohan's having a look at The Matrix. Right, here we go. It should be coming up now. Over to Rohan.
Thank you guys. Hello everyone and welcome back to The Corner and a happy Diwali to all of you. For those of you who aren't aware, Diwali is the festival of light celebrated in India by millions of people as well as across the globe. And for this week's Rohan's Corner, I decided that I'd like to do something around the Festival of Light, or something themed with light. And what better thing in Transformers to talk about with regards to light than the Matrix of Leadership. So, as you all know, the Matrix of Leadership is a device that was put into Transformers the movie as a MacGuffin to defeat Unicron. However, it's obviously also the power of a wealth of knowledge and wisdom generated over the ages, as we saw in Season 3, which allows Optimus Prime to defeat the Plate Plague in the last episode before we go off to Headmasters and so on and so forth. And the reason why I want to talk about the Matrix is because even though it is a MacGuffin and it's some sort of device that has been thrown in as a plot device, pretty much like everything in Transformers really has been written in by a writer somewhere to give some sort of emphasis on something, it's become hugely iconic, not just because obviously it's been in almost every single architecture of Transformers ever since, but also because of other films like the Matrix trilogy and so on and so forth, which have regenerated the name in a different way, and the fact that this term Matrix has so many meanings in different ethos of life. So I thought I would talk about the various different toys that we've had that come with Matrixes with them, and why we've got various different versions. Here I've got a little plethora of Transformers here on my shelf with Matrixes in them, various different characters, as you can see, primarily Optimus Primes, but obviously we have some Rodimus Primes, some Galvatrons, and the odd random one in there as well. Here's a brief close-up of some of those Matrixes. MFT Rodimus, New Age Galvatron, Hot Soldiers Prime, Earthrise Prime or Kingdom Prime, whichever you fancy. Kingdom Rodimus, MPP V10, the Voyager Scale Masterpiece Prime, RZB01 with his unpainted Matrix, Galvatron there from Kingdom obviously, and the Power of the Primes Prime. I'd like to see a Scourge come with a Matrix at some point in the future. I did think Studio Series 86 Scourge might do, but unfortunately not. My Hot Soldiers Prime came with this little blue Matrix, which was a special edition piece. Obviously we have Megatron holding the Matrix from the Netflix Kingdom series, which was iconic to when he stole the Matrix in that series, which is cool. And then we have probably my largest Matrix is Power of the Primes one up here, which I still haven't opened the box for, so he's still in the box. But it it's a bit devoid of character. That one is a bit plasticky and it's a little bit large and unwieldy. However, it got me thinking. We don't actually have any play toy elements of the Matrix, and what I mean by that is, in the past, Hasbro have created merchandise to enable play time for younger children with Transformers. We had weapons that would transform into vehicles, we had helmets, we had all these sorts of bits and pieces, swords and all that sort of thing. But we've never had an actual Matrix, and I wonder why not? You know, if you look at WWE and they've got the belts that they sell out there and the masks and all sorts of things, wouldn't loads of kids love to have a Matrix? And not just the kids, all of you out there watching the show right now, wouldn't you love to have a Matrix and be able to pull it apart and pretend to be Rodimus Prime from the G1 movie or Optimus Prime from season 3? I think that Hasbro are missing something here. They could have done this. I don't think they've ever done it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Would you all like to have a Matrix toy to play with and recreate that iconic scene? I bet you would. Anywho, I'm going to hand over back to the guys from the show. I'll ask them the same question. Would you like to have a Matrix you can make that pose with? Jamie, I know you would. Andy, I know you do. Alexis, yeah, you just do it every day. And Paul, maybe you're too cool for that. But anywho, I've been Rohan for another week on Rohan's Corner. Thank you for joining me. Back to the studio.
Hey boys, we've been rumbled. Well, let's bounce.
Thank you, Rohan, for that. That was awesome. So, no, Delta Good Rim is someone completely different. I've just looked it up. So,
Can I just quickly say
that you know her?
look at that. Look at that.
Just saying, every day.
Happy Diwali, Rohan, and everyone.
Cheers, Rohan. That was good.
That was a really good episode. We missed Lucas, did we? Your son just came on.
He popped in
mere seconds
and insisted that I write a comment from him saying hello. So there you go.
Hi, Lucas. Right, now it's time for pickups.
We now return to the Transformers.
What did you get? Andy?
Me? Oh, ooh, I'm not used to this. I got this, which is Collectors Club Universe Ramjet. So we had this discussion. In fact, I think we were discussing it off air last week after the show finished, and I was saying about how I was kind of looking at the Armada version, but I kind of fancied getting one of these. And then, long story short, I found one I was looking at, but on eBay, and I was thinking, should I go for it? It's a bit more expensive because they're quite rare. And when I looked, I realised it was being sold by Robot Recruits. And of course, Phil from Robot Recruit, so I know he's in the chat at the moment. Hello to you, Phil, and thank you very much. I just dropped him a line because he's a friend of the show, and just to check, this is you, right? This is your thing. And, we got chatting and ended up being able to pick it up from him for a very reasonable price. And he's got it to be like within 48 hours.
Wow.
So complete, and comes with the original bio card and instructions, which is nice. I mean, you don't really need them. The bio card's quite nice, but the instructions you don't really need. It's not the most difficult transformation. And he's lovely, yeah. People might be going crazy and say, you're supposed to put the missiles down. They go down on his back. They do go down on his back. You're right, but it's a choice, mother. So I decided to keep them up because I like that Armada look. You can move them down. I have actually got some photos to quickly share. Not many, and I'll scoot through them quick, but just very quickly to show off how good it is. Because, like I say, I got in from Robot Recruits, and I was really chuffed to get it. But also, I didn't realise, I probably haven't been paying as much attention because I'm always looking at the new stuff. I don't think I realised that Robot Recruits obviously had, second-hand stuff as well, and particularly something as rare as this. I remember RJ saying last week, checking with him, and I'd mentioned this figure, and RJ saying, good luck trying to get hold of one, the as Alexis would put it, rare as hen's teeth. But, amazingly, like within 4 days. It's here. So yeah. So anyway, these aren't the best photos. I apologize. I was trying to do them in a rush yesterday while trying to do 10 other things. It was a bit of a mad night. So I won't keep him on for too long. But he is a lovely figure. Now he's not without faults and without little things about him. So I knew coming into it, having watched a couple of reviews, that there were sometimes 1 or 2 issues with things like the swords. So one of the swords, which you'll see in a moment, the actual clip that holds the 2 parts of the sword together, because it folds down, one of the swords, it's quite loose. So if you basically tap it, it falls apart. But they've tried to capture the face of Ramjet in the comic books. If you haven't read this is a character who I certainly know was featured in the Balancing Act Collectors Club stories, which you can get as like a trade paperback, where it's like cross-dimensional with Vector Prime involved in it, Unicron, and different Autobots and Decepticons from across kind of the Armadaverse, I think. Not Armadaverse, sorry, the Unicron trilogy. And it's quite a good story, and I've always liked it. So I was really chuffed to get this. As you can see, the missiles can fold down on his back, which gives him far less of a backpack. Quite a good look from behind as well. This was from, I think, 2016, but I'm sure Phil or somebody in the chat will be able to correct me if I'm wrong about that. The wings, you can pose them as well, so you can move them into a position you want. That's a terrible photo, so we'll skip past that. But that's here. You can see him with the missiles actually up in that Armada style, like the Skywarp I got the other week. There are his translucent swords. That's the other issue that I really have with this, really, is just the hilts of the sword are, the fists are, the 5mm pegs are so incredibly snug, it's quite difficult to get them in there into his hands. Once you get them in, they'll stay in, but it's quite a snug fit. So there he is, tooled up. The missiles do launch from the launchers, but I never use that gimmick because it just annoys me and I always lose the missiles. And that's his jet mode. I do like the jet mode because it's very reminiscent of the Armada jets, which, as you know, I am a fan of. I like the profile. The only thing I'm not a massive fan of is the head. It's kind of awkward to get it into a position where it looks not like a head sticking up, which is just part of the design. I think this is based off the Armada Generations, the 30 Armada Starscream kind of mold, which, Jamie, you'll have that, will you?
I don't have any of them.
Oh, do you not have it? Oh,
No.
it's the Chug one from the Thrilling 30s, and apparently with that the head actually kind of folds away much more neatly. But with this, because the character does have this kind of shark fin type crest on the top of his head, they've kind of just left it so you just kind of push it in and try and get it in a position you're happy with.
I used to always see the upscaled version of Starscream. Was it the 50th anniversary?
Yeah. It's got landing gear. They don't roll, but they're there, and that's him in comparison to the size of the Skywarp that I got the other week.
Cool.
So, I mean, Skywarp is a much bigger figure. It's big for a Voyager because they were bigger back then. In fact, was it called an Ultra back then? So, again, somebody in the chat will be able to correct me, I'm sure. But, I mean, I do like him. I do like the look of them together, and I do want to try and get the actual... I'm not going to. Well, it is the Armada version because it's based off this Skywarp mold that you can see next to it, but it's Universe Ramjet. It's called. So I am hoping to try and pick that up as well to go with him. And I just had one other thing. So there he is with Skywarp in robot mode. So you can see the size difference, and that's a very blurry shot of him next to Dreadwind. Just try and show the height of another deluxe from around the same kind of time. Yeah.
It's not a bad size deluxe, is it? Because one point the deluxes were getting smaller. Remember, you had like interpretations of like Thunderwing, etc. were quite small.
Yeah, that was the only thing. Because the Thunderwing, let's be honest, I think all of us would love to have a Thunderwing, at least Voyager to leader size. I mean, you could easily do a Commander class version of Thunderwing, couldn't you?
Especially with the shell.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, if you did it as a pretender, oh dear God, Hasbro, maybe that'll be your next HasLab. Although it probably won't be, will it? Probably be the Saurus.
It could be.
No,
But yeah,
that's a base
really
pose.
nice figure. Yeah, well, of course he'll have a base mode to split them legs. But yeah, it's a really good figure. And so again, big shout out, thank you to Phil and Robot Recruits for helping sort that out for me. It's weird because I did put a post on during the week when I'd received it, and I said, it's a bit strange to like say, oh, I've added this to my Grail list, and then after like a week you've got it. And you're like, oh, right, move on to the next Grail then. But yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it, and very pleased to have it in my collection. And that's it. Thank you very much. That's it.
What a pickup! Well done. Who would like to go next?
I don't mind. If you want to go,
All right, mate. You can go next, Alexas.
All right, easy peasy lemon squeezy. I got some DNA Designs kits this week.
Cool.
Stretchy. So I like the ones I got for Scorpy. So I went back and I found these of AliExpress. And I'll turn to the back so you can see which ones they are. I got the ones for Fort Max. So it's number 2 and number 4. That gives you some hands. Where's the camera going? This way around. I can't do this. I'll do one at a time. Hands. And it's got different head bits as well, because I always find the head bits fall off. So you can see at the top of this, these are parts for Cerebros. Clip on here, as you can see here. There's feet and stuff, and you've got the guns, and then the hands are like proper like posable hands, which is quite good. And that's number 2, and then number 4 gives you some feet. So you've got feet here as well. So you've got posable feet, and you can actually get these from Metroplex as well, but they're just fucking rare as hen's teeth. Maybe Andy should shout it out, and he'll get one next week.
I don't need feet right now.
So
if anybody wants to give me a G1 Fort Max.
See, Ian asked how much were the Nexus?
I think they're £50 a pop. So yeah, I paid £50 each. So, but again, it's like I've got like what I consider like the ultimate score point now, because it's got all the components to make it like really really good. And I thought, well, I might as well do the same for Fort Max, because until Fanstoys comes out, and let's face it, that's not going to scale with the score block I've got anyway, is it? So, yeah. So I got that, and then I also got Starscream Cyber
First.
Starstorm
Battalion.
Factory, Cyber Factory, Starstorm. Been a long week.
Cyber French.
So it's this guy here.
Cyber quiche.
So it's
Mega German.
Like a Beaverse. Bumblebee movie. He's really good.
Bieber.
He's got a lot of
Justin Bieber.
Lots of die cast to him. Lots of ratchets. You can hear.
It is lovely.
Nice
It does look quite nice. That.
I spent 15 minutes trying to get the light up eyes going, and I'm push the button. There's a button.
Are you asking us?
No. So he's got light up eyes. He's got a visor as well. So this little visor here, it pops off. It's a visor. It pops off, and he's got eyes. So you can have eyes, or you can have like a cool visor as well. I haven't transformed him, but I thought I'd do some. Don't look at it like that. I thought I'd do some photographs. If I don't put this on now, it's going to lose it. It's so small, this little thing. I didn't realize it came off. I watched Prime versus Prime actually. So he scales really well with the Soundwave that I got a few weeks back. The whatever name that is, I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember. The box isn't close enough. Sonic Wave. I think it's Sonic Wave. Sonic Warrior by whoever it is. Not as good though. I got the Sonic Warrior out. This guy here, the blue guy, got him out, and he's in a different class. Like he's not as good. Like his gun doesn't even have like a clip that you can. It's shocking actually. Like and like ratchets, tighten up screws and all sorts of things. And for 100 quid, you want better. I mean, I accept the lazy alt mode on it, but just saying, it's like ugh. And quick update on Cup before I go. Thank you, Omega Lock. Got chippage here because the wheel fell off again. I had to put it back on again. So Carney said, send us the photographs and they'll get in touch with Extra Hands Watson to get me a spare part sent over. So thank you guys over at Omega Lock there. If I could just share screen quickly, Paul, just take this guy, the Cyber Factory Starstorm. He's 130 pounds. He's so poseable. I couldn't finish what I was doing today. I wanted just to keep taking photographs of him, really. So
Everyone's guessing rude things as to what you were trying.
What was
to
Alexis doing? Sound
What
off
did
in
he try
the
to
chat.
finish off?
Was Sam left disappointed? Sound off in the chat.
Is he trying to finish off A, Sam, B, a small Ukrainian plumber, C,
A
his cat
sandwich.
Francis?
So I thought I'd put Starscream into sort of hunt mode, really. So he's on Cybertron. He spotted his target. Like, 'cause you remember from IDW, he was almost like an assassin, wasn't he? He was like Megatron's, like, go kill that senator. He did. So you can store his gun behind him as well, so you can hold his guns on the back there, and all the wings are poseable as well, so they will articulate, which is really cool. And then what else has he got? He's got his cool shades. So Starscream, Thug Life since 21 whatever Cybertronian times. So he can hold his shades, which I thought was quite cool. And then obviously he's a Mad Bat Town. He can get up high as well. They're quite big boxes, actually.
He's doing a bit of a lunge there, isn't he?
He's got
Like
good
a catalogue
structure.
pose. He should be looking at his watch.
He's got a good structure. He's got a good structure in there as well. And then a few down the barrel shots. Again, I didn't really get a point. That's it. He's just taking a shit. No, that's he's not sat. That was the ones. He's not sat down this time. And then there we go. So just a couple of little shots there show off. He's really posed.
I just saw that comment.
What comment was it? I missed that.
Techno Boy said Starscream looks like he's taking a shit.
What, this one here?
And Alexis is
This one.
The end of a rough night out.
That's a really good photo.
It's a different take. No wonder his eyes are glowing.
Some people just see evil.
You see what you want to see.
He's a really cool character for 130 quid. I haven't transferred him into alt mode, but I've heard good things about him.
130.
Oh, it does look good.
I'm sure it does. I know it does. I can see it does, but still. Oof.
He's a good
130.
character. It's not too. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the face sculpt though. I don't think it actually looks that much like he did it in the actual.
Do you know what?
Short scene in the film.
It's better than that fucking Shockwave I'll be buying, isn't it?
Oh god, that Shockwave one! I forgot about that from last week. God, how do you mess up Shockwave's face? It does look a very nice bot. I have just mentioned that in the live chat as well. But yeah,
he's a lot of fun. If you want to know how to get, if you buy them and you're struggling with batteries, let me know. The batteries you need to buy are these ones. They work. If you just take a screenshot, that's the batteries I use. Same as the Quintesson
You
Judge.
could always make a post
A
in the
lot-
forum, Facebook forum.
I could do that.
Alexis,
Yeah.
I know that'd be amazing.
Our Facebook group.
a lot
You're allowed to post
less. I will do that. A lot less
with
fiddly.
your
he is.
photos, which
He
are
needs
awesome.
he needs two batteries. I will put that in. I'll put pictures of the battery. You basically there's two screws in the back of his head. You unscrew those, pull the face apart front to back. Don't lose anything, and then you basically just to take the compartment out with the batteries in.
Alexis,
and then
when I'm going over my stuff, you could do that post live as I'm speaking, so that way, you're focusing
Your
something.
battery advice. That's what we're here for, Dave. Battery advice for the masses.
there
How
we
to
go.
put a battery in.
Anyone wants to start advice on putting batteries in Transformers or
Batteries
Rabbit?
the show.
Dildos.
No, don't go there.
Vibrating butt plugs.
Rabbits are innocent. If you don't know what a rabbit is, then you
Have we gone to dildos again? Right, come on. Is there anything else?
We've just started that. We didn't go to that yet.
Sir, did you get anything else?
No, that's it. I believe. I think
Like that Starscream. Right, Jamie, can we go to you, please, my friend?
Okay. I'll be share screen. Yeah. So this week I got a couple of stuff from the Kapow sale and from like Hasbro Pulse. I got the Zartan, but this is just to show how cold it was in my office. You know, because he goes blue if you keep him in the fridge for like half an hour or so. And in my office, I noticed they're starting to turn blue, and I went, "Fucking hell, maybe I should turn on the heating." You know, but I'm still going to keep my shorts and t-shirt on. I'm not going to change. You know,
But your
Webber's not
pink
gonna change me.
t-shirt's changed.
Yes, went blue as
Turned
well.
blue.
I know. But yeah, I said to Milan, it's like an expensive thermometer. There's a closer look. But yes, so I got Barbecue, G.I. Joe, eventually from Hasbro Pulse, where most of the planets seem to have got it already. And the good thing was I got Snake Eyes from In-Demand Toys, the Wolf. You know, I tried to split my purchases between Hasbro Pulse and In-Demand Toys. And that's just a fantastic figure. I mean, it really is. Snake Eyes is so much better in hand. You know, it just the whole aesthetic. You know, it looks like those commandos. You know, from the 70s. You know, used to seeing sort of like TV shows or Egos Wear Die, Egos Wear Dare, even Egos Wear Die. No, but yeah. So it's just like such an awesome figure. You know, quite a cool figure. I mean, the thing is, what I've noticed with some of this sort of like, especially in this cold weather, you do kind of want to warm up these figures first. So either just leave them in the house for a while, or you know, use like a hairdryer or something like that, because they can come out with it and they might not be aligned properly with the legs, and you don't want to sort of try to force the legs into proper position because it could be brittle and snap. But yeah, figures fantastic. So there's Snake Eyes there with Barbecue. There's a wolf. And the wolf comes with a replaceable head, and it's fantastic. You know, it just gives so much different body posture as well, and the way the shoulders connected to the neck can also move up and down. You know, I mean, you can have this dog in a seated position, you know, which is pretty damn cool. So they actually did put a lot of thought into this sort of like gimmick here. You know, well, you know, it's just not, you know, something they've just not thought about. You know, they've actually put a lot of effort into this to make it work. And there's like Snake Eyes and Barbecue on my diorama, which I got from last week. And yeah, I just like it, you know, and I just yeah, I mean, really cool figure. And Snake Eyes, you know, it just reminds you of that original toy way back in the 80s, especially with the Uzi gun. Uzi 9mm. I don't know if it's an Uzi 9mm. But anyway, I got sweeps. And yes, so I got two from In-Demand Toys, you know, army builders. You know, I wonder how many people will get lots of sweeps. I think I'll just stick with 2 or 4. I'm not going to go past that. There's the box. Not much you can say about that. So there he is with Scourge. You know, the original Scourge, the track and his Huntsman Besweeps Unicorn 1986. Cool. And yeah, it's like different shades of blue. And I noticed Paul's always got a song when it comes to different colours of stuff. But yeah, it's and they're just identical, really, to Scourge, apart from the hands being the opposite place, and then obviously being a different shade of blue.
I could be brown. I could.
That's what you wanted, and that's what you wanted, because that's what it was like in the comics, and that's what it was like in the cartoon, you know. And Maylin's going, "That just looks like Scourge," and I went, "No, hands in the opposite place. There's a minor difference in shade of paint, you know." You know. I know, being a female, you might not appreciate this, Maylin, but yes, this is you know, high-end
cottoning on,
high-end chug collecting, you know. But yes, so yeah, it's just brilliant to have them. And there's some quotes I did of the sweeps, you know, which Andy actually managed to be able to guess the episode of. I wonder if anyone else could guess the episode of this, where these quotes were done. I was really surprised. I think it was
episode
really
8 and 12.
We got Starscream's Ghost at the top there, and then at the bottom it's we've
Day
got
of
Ghost
the
of the
Dinobots.
What was the
Machine at
bottom?
Ghost of the Machine, I think.
No, that was all but it was all Starscream's Ghost. Like,
yeah, Starscream's Ghost.
Okay,
yeah. You know, it was when all 3 of the sweeps. I don't know if that's the last 3 alive, because the sweeps seem to keep dying throughout the series. But they you know,
there always seems to be more of them, though, doesn't there? They seem to just come back again.
They were in Dweller in the Depths as well. There was loads of in that, which got eaten by the vampire thingy.
Yeah, so I just don't know if it was that the last fee, and that's why they're like, we're not fucking going down there. No, we're not doing it. You know, like they were adamant. There were seven of us. Now there's only three, but yeah. So that's the sweeps there. The other thing I got this week was Megatron Shattered Glass, and absolutely love that figure. You know, that's just like he's just got so much character. You know, and I know it's a ridiculous, you know, because I must have about 6 Megatrons now. You know, with all sort of slightly different molds and different shades of grey, 50 Shades of Grey even. But yeah, it's just got so much character, and I'm looking forward to collecting. I've not started to read the comics yet, but I've been getting each comic with each purchase of a Shattered Glass figure. So once it's all done, I'll be able to read all the comics together. And other things I got from the Kapow sale. Actually, not from the Kapow sale. This is from the Smith sale. I got this sort of Megatron box thing, you know, where you got that purple dildo fossilizer thing inside. So I've got that. Always back to that. You know, and
did he ever leave?
Yes, and I got this thing here, which is kind of like the sort of bat bike.
Cool.
I'm going to stop sharing this now. And I thought I'd get this so I can customize it for maybe Cobra use. And I've got the Cobra Trooper from Cobra Island, which is like one of the harder ones. I was just about to
say, Jamie. I was just about to say that's a Cobra Trooper on that, isn't it? I thought you'd got like you'd already customized it into a G.I. Joe type. Well, not G.I. Joe, but Cobra vehicle.
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
It works so well, and I'm just going to get some Cobra stickers. I'll make my own and print them out and place it on there, and it's just going to be quite cool. I think it's a Cobra vehicle, and it was like £12 in Kapow.
Is that it?
So it was.
Bloody hell!
So it was like an awesome thing to get, and basically, I think that's all of that. Oh, yes, so there's some accessories for the Megatron thing, which turns them into sort of like the spaceship thing. But I very much doubt I'll ever use that, really. I don't like the idea of clear plastic too much.
I was going to ask you about the alternate mode, because I'm not personally a fan. But have you transformed him yet? Have you had a chance to check it out?
No, I've not really transformed him. To be honest, it's like I've got like 6 body Megatrons, and they've all got the same mold. You know, it's like it's got to the point now you're just transforming something with a different color. You know, the same
as I say, but have you transformed any of them yet, though?
Yeah, because I've used them in photographs, which you've seen.
Yes, just checking.
How's Unicron, by the way, Alexis?
They might have been slightly different shades. They might have been slightly different shades of the same one.
I lost focus. Sorry.
In every possible sense.
No, just in a camera sense. Jamie, was there anything else?
No, that was all.
Cool. Okay, right. Brilliant. Well, just a fair haulage. I think everything this week, but I did tidy up my room. So I've ordered, thanks to Alexis giving me the heads up on Fanstoys Hot Rod Hoodlum. Will be mine hopefully tomorrow. In the meantime, I've had a little tidy up of the room, so all the Transformers are all in order as they should be.
Looks the same. Just boxes in. Again, just what?
Oh, does it look the same?
In the stream,
because
that is what we are.
Wait
for it.
I thought R. Kelly be in there.
If you were wondering where my 1995 Packard Bell computer collection was, it's down there.
The chat was literally a buzz with questions about it.
People
Paul.
asking,
Is that because Lisa sees it's going in the bin?
What?
Maybe.
But potentially, yes. No, cool. Oh, Dan Vastator, Dan bought Quietus today. Nice. That's how it starts. I don't know if you already have some, but he's jolly good. Right, now it's time for Fanstoys Innuendo. If I remember to upload the pictures.
Is it time to fill?
That's last week's.
Just use the backup one. Yeah, that.
Just always go back to it.
Cliff jumper, car crash.
That was last week. So, Fanstoys Innuendo. We well, when we say we, it's more of a solo effort by myself. I hover the pages of Fans Toys on Facebook, where they have very passionate fans and say very passionate things about their Transformers. And we take one of those comments and we replace the picture of the Transformer with a picture of something else. I'll post that something else now, and you have to guess who that Transformer is. So here we go. This is this week's Fans Toys Innuendo. Go.
Pestilence.
Read it out.
Stopped by Toy Dojo booth and picked up this bad boy. Attending TFCon Baltimore 2021.
It's
Who
definitely
is
Fans
this?
Toys.
I find that more
sorry.
disturbing than anything else.
Sorry, it's definitely,
Rather than you complaining.
No,
That
it's
doesn't turn me
amusing.
on.
It's more. Yeah,
it's
that's
definitely a
not
Fans Toys. Definitely a Fans Toys.
I like that picture of Alexis and Broadstrom.
It's definitely a Fans Toys.
All right.
Definitely Fans Toys.
So,
Who is
that's-
this?
Is that
sex
Richard,
god?
Richard Medley?
Sexy
Is it?
pogs.
Is it Richard
It
Medley?
is
Richard
Madeley.
Madeley. Yes.
Oh my
Madeley, Richard
God,
Madeley.
what's happened to him? Old age.
So
He's not 68 anymore.
Looks
So
like
which-
he's bloated, doesn't he? It's like,
So which
He looks
Fans
bloated. I thought you said
Toys
rotted.
looks
Oh, poor Richard.
decayed? Which Fans Toys looks decayed or floppy or
Toy
I don't know
Dojo booth. Is it that rung that we talked about last week? Were
No,
Toy Dojo
Toy-
selling that? No, they weren't, were they? It was ages 3 and up.
It's a bad boy. It's gonna be one. It's probably gonna be like I don't know. What's he like?
Oh, you
Is
said
it
it's Fans
Hydra-
Toys, didn't you?
Is it Hydra?
Definitely Fans Toys. Definitely
Hydra
Fans
shot?
Toys.
The Hydra six shot.
No.
It's so much easier if I had any idea on any Fans Toys toys.
Is
Do we get a clue?
it-
did you
Are we
get that
supposed to
from
piece this
internet, or are you,
together?
like, stalking
Is it
Richard Medley
is
right
it what
now?
this does to us?
Is that actually one of your personal photos?
Is this Fans Toys
Long
mind
as
wipe?
one
Because
can't
is it
twitch.
Fans Toys mind wipe? Because this is what this always does to us.
I'll give you a clue. It's to do with an event which happened in his life on TV. It happened to his wife.
Oh, the
Unfortunately.
breasts were showing.
And what happened?
Oh, it's
What happened to her chest plate?
It
went
fell off,
like that.
opened up.
Optimus Prime.
And who?
The one time you didn't want that to happen to a woman
And if
on
you
TV.
were,
I was like horrified. Oh God, no! Stop! No.
You already rewound it about 10 times.
Quote,
It's horrifying.
the quote says bad boy, so
When
it
he's
can't be
26.
RC. It should be RC.
it's not RC.
Is it Hot Rod then? Hoodlum.
Opening
No.
chest.
Whose chest opens up to reveal their inner chest?
Optimus Prime.
Ultra Magnus of some.
Nope.
There isn't.
Nope.
They haven't done one.
No,
In
not
their
all there
chest.
is, and even the G1 toy does it. So
The chest opens up to reveal an inner chest.
inner chest. Well, if I give you a clue, Richard Madley's a bit of an old dinosaur.
Grimlock.
Ooh, no, close.
What? Sludge.
Slag, sludge, snarl.
Who said sludge?
Me. I said all of them. I just machine gun that.
Here we go.
Scattergun.
Hey, it was Stomp.
Ah.
Fans Toys version of Sludge. Well done.
The juice was worth the
Wow.
squeeze again.
I'm so glad we're back to usual standards with this.
Right.
You and
Alexis is
Alexis,
the
you met
biggest
today,
fan.
Alexis. Do you want to talk it out? Do you want-
No,
He doesn't look happy.
No.
Look, this is sober, Alexis. What's happened to him?
It never gets me anywhere.
Weird.
This is what we see. This is called withdrawal.
Do you remember that episode of Friends with Fun Bobby? And they discovered that Fun Bobby was an alcoholic, and when he wasn't drunk, he wasn't actually fun.
Yes.
I'm just getting some kind of weird flashbacks. Exactly.
definitely.
Exactly, Mark.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, cool.
Um,
Okay, it's now time for something. When I get to the brand,
Is it
page, I
fall?
can-
Is it foreplay?
It is.
Is it time to play amongst the four of us?
It is. Let's go have a
Mate, don't
play.
dude. Don't think you like it.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join in.
Every time.
Dan texts to say that we need to replace that with the clip of. Did I say this last week? I can't remember.
Yes.
I think you
Actually,
did.
last
Yeah, I
week-
think you mentioned it last week.
Yeah. Oh, I'll
Go
probably say it
again.
every week until I do it.
It's like
Every week
quieters.
until I do it. Yeah, every keep doing it. Right, so this week on Foreplay, we will choose our favourite Soundwave. Well, we don't do that every week. This week we've chosen Soundwave. We choose a character, and this week it is Soundwave. Who would like to show their... Look at Alexis going off to actually get the
I'll do it.
thing
I'll buy
that's
Alexis
all
some
day.
time. No, he's that side. No, he's that side. There he is, to me. Yeah.
He's off to get some of
No, he's off to the toilet.
stash of alcohol.
Right. I'm going to show this one then. I'm going to get in there early doors with the absolute pinnacle and the king. G1 Soundwave, except it's not G1 because it's the Classics re-release that came out of Toys R Us, which is the one that I picked up many, many years ago. 2006, again, I think, maybe. Somebody again in the chat, somebody will always correct me. So this is the one that, strictly speaking, if you're going to be an argumentative, pedantic pain in the arse, you'd say, well, actually, I think you'll find, because of the larger chest, that's actually the Sound Blaster mold. But, of course, we don't care about things like that, because we recognise that this is Soundwave from the Classics line. I could show you my G1 Soundwave that's up there, but it is a beaten up, broken down thing. And so I thought I'd go with a shinier one. So there he is. Ravage is still in the display case, but I have got the Joy of Laserbeak. And who doesn't enjoy the Joy of Laserbeak?
Nice.
Just hanging around. But it's just such a classic toy. And, you know, he always was the coolest Decepticon, or at least one of the coolest Decepticons. To me, I still remember back to that UK... They did the UK Marvel, was it an omnibus, where the front cover was Soundwave fighting Optimus Prime on the front, and if you ask me, winning. And so I've always loved Soundwave. And then obviously you see him in the cartoon and the iconic voice and everything that was done there. Was it Frank Welker? And just such a great toy. Now, I'm not saying necessarily it is the best version of Soundwave you'll ever get, because I'm sure we might see a masterpiece version in here somewhere, or we might see a particularly nice chug version coming up. But I just think, you know, based on where it all began, and I've just realised I did this with Optimus Prime. That's unintentional. That's not deliberate, because I've just actually thought about that. But yeah, I just think... still, this is one of the ones that I'm most happy about having in my collection. I still remember getting it from Toys R Us, and genuinely, like that feeling you got as a kid when you got a really cool Transformer. And I've got the box and everything still. It's in storage at the moment. I just don't have room for all the boxes, as you can see. I have a bit of a box problem anyway. But yeah, what a great iconic toy and figure. And also a loud crunchy noise in the background.
Sorry, Paul getting out his.
Yeah, he's breaking his out of his box.
It's in the box.
But it's a great figure. If you're lucky enough to have an actual original G1 Soundwave in good condition, brilliant. Obviously, there's certain parts of them that get loose. The legs tend to get loose, arms and joints and everything. The weapons go missing. You know, you lose parts of it. But mine is still got all the bits that I got with it originally. And he is much loved. And you know what? Getting him out of the display case for tonight, I actually realised how much I actually miss, you know, messing around with some of these G1 figures. A lot of my G1 figures now live in the display cases, and I don't really get them out that much other than to just kind of stand and look at them and go, oh, aren't they lovely? Actually, you get them out and you remember just how good they were. They're not the most complex, but they're fun. And that was the whole point. You know, they're interesting and they're fun. So, yes. G1/Classics re-release Soundwave is my selection for foreplay. You may now play with yourselves.
Thank you. I will go next. So for me, that was great, Andy. I'm going to go with this cheeky chappy, which is New Age Legends size Soundwave. Look at those colours. So you may be thinking this is Masterpiece. Is that what you chose as well? Yeah. You go with Magic Square.
Can I just say before you continue? Can you just somebody point out to RJ that I did actually point out that it's Sound Blaster? Thank you very much.
You just put it on that voice.
You know when I said about the pedantic?
Oh,
I said that, RJ. I bloody said that.
He did.
Love you though. Sorry, carry on.
But please keep telling us what's right and wrong. So this is New Age Soundwave. It's quite a new toy. It's probably about half a year old, I think, 6 months, 7 months old. Typical New Age style. It's just like a Masterpiece toy, shrunk down. all the articulation of a Soundwave that you would want, who generally is quite a basic bot, loads of accessories, but the thing that it does better, and this is my challenge to anyone else who's chosen the Soundwave, this is legend scale. One of the great things about Soundwave is that you have the cassettes that come with Soundwave, which are just basically miniature Transformers, and that's what we love about Soundwave. It's one of his best bits. He's got he's mistransformed as well, but he's got brilliant cassettes. And now, if I hold the box up, you can see there's 3 tiny little cassettes. If I put my man finger next to it, you can see they're about the size of a nail.
Man finger.
Yeah,
Yes.
they are
That
tiny.
finger's been places you can never imagine.
It has. Like Wolverhampton earlier today. So I was rushing to get back
You
home.
sicko.
So look at that. These come with it, so you're not buying these in separate packs. 3 tiny little Transformers, all transform. They all turn into cassettes, and they all fit him. And I think New Age are definitely the masters of miniature masterpiece. And he comes with loads of other accessories as well. He even comes with this. Which is sealed. It could be crack. I don't know what's in it. It's but it's
Is it a
sealed.
PCR test?
Possibly. Yeah, did you come around? Yeah, about that time he came out from China. So yeah, it could be a free PCR test.
tests.
Take the test before you return him to China. So yeah, awesome figure. Right, I will go to Jamie next.
I was kind of stuck about what 2 figures to pick, because there was either the Titans, the Netflix edition Soundwave, or
That's what I thought you'd go for.
or the Legends Soundwave, and I
Is
guess
that core class one that good, Jamie? Because I've seen so many people wax lyrical about it, and I'm now starting to think I might have to try and get one.
It's like it's like Little Me, from Austin Powers,
Mini me.
Yeah, Mini Me even, and it even opens, these little thing opens up as well, and he's got a cassette inside, and he does everything the big Soundwave does, and it just looks amazing. It's like Jesus. I mean, it's just I wish they would do a whole core class line of all these sort of G1 interpretations, or as close as it can get. Because
I thought they were doing that.
I would definitely be into that crap, I'd be like, wow, I'm getting this stuff. But as I said, he's like mini-me version of Netflix Soundwave, which is it's probably the pinnacle of the Soundwaves we've had so far, in the sense he didn't have the battle damage. He's cleaned up and he transforms into a cassette. He's a majestic figure. I'm not too fond of this eye gimmick though, with the lights. It looks good when you catch it in the light and it shines up, but to be honest, I would rather it was just painted like his Mimi counterpart, with eyes where you just stand out when you're taking photos in any sort of conditions, or even in your normal display. Obviously he's like just like the cartoon, like the original G1 cartoon. You press the button, it does open, and he's got a cassette inside, and the cassette comes out. These gimmicks we talk about are nice and simple, but my God, it's taken them a long time to give us a figure like this. A figure which is wonderful and articulated. He's got ankle tilts, which don't seem to bloody work, but yeah, they're okay. But yeah, the thing, I was thinking about the sweeps today. See the ankle tilts in the sweeps? Every time I took the ankle tilt and tilted it, it would freaking spring all the way back.
Yeah, the one on my Scourge is really tight on his left foot, I think it is. It's really like you move it and you're scared you're going to break it because it just doesn't want to go. Yeah, it's interesting to hear that yours springs back on the sweep, obviously.
Yeah, because I kept on trying to move it so it would look like level when we were taking the photo, and it just kept springing back. And the other one is the same. It's like the same leg almost. It's like, I wonder if it's like a set pattern that's going on there. And I don't know if there's a way to fix that, or maybe there's a screw I'll need to listen. But yeah, Soundwave is just absolutely amazing character. He's cleaned up beautifully. He's the Soundwave we know and love. He's got the Netflix pack. You come with 2 cassettes. You come with Ravage and is it Laserbeak. You come with a slightly different Razorbeak. Which has got a better paint job. He's got better eyes. Yeah. The thing is with Soundwave, he's like one of those characters, literally, where no matter what mode he comes in, no matter what scale he comes in, he just looks awesome. even the Titans Return Soundwave looked good, and that was a sort of big sort of monstrosity which could fit in with your MMC figures,
I like
scale
Titans
wise.
Return.
You know, as I said, it's just like it doesn't seem to matter what interpretation you buy. He seems to work. I wasn't too keen on the War of Cybertron one, where the one where he turns into a vehicle. I didn't really like the look on that too much. But basically, he's just a classic figure, which you would all want. And that's it about Netflix Soundwave. That's my top Soundwave of my collection.
2015 RID Soundwave. He turns into some sort of like war vehicle. He's pretty good. Cool.
Coming out of left field.
Yeah, no, it's just what you said just made me think of that.
The Cybertron Soundwave was quite nice as well, but a bit weird, a bit different.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Scotland, Dag?
Right.
No, never. Just going to quickly say,
I have actually.
Something that Paul left off there is one thing I like about the Magic, this New Age one, is that he's actually got a magnetic arm.
Yeah, of course.
So you can put his bird on there, and it comes with the other bird as well. And then his bird. And when you,
have you opened this bit?
When you that's light up feature for like like when he does the thing with Dinobots, I think it is like or shoot something. It's season 1 anyway. And then
That was so specific.
The mind control thing he does.
Something like that. No, not that thing. No, it's something different. It's something different. It's not that bit. It's something different. Anyway, never mind.
Well, thank God you're here.
This is what it looks like in cassette mode as well. So it's all really nice and compact. And I guess what this has left me with, because I don't have acoustic wave yet. So thanks guys. I got this thing, which is MP2. So I think this came out about 10 years ago. So as I said in the pictures, it holds up really in the photos. This is the toy version, which has got the yellow eyes. But this is a Hasbro version. But the Hasbro version didn't make you buy all the bloody tapes individually. It comes with all 5 tapes, not Rat Bat. That's a 6 tape. But the 5 original tapes it comes with. So Rumble, purple. Frenzy, not purple. Laserbeak, Buzzsaw, and Ravage. And then you can actually, again, push the button. He can push the button as well. And you can actually fit all the tapes in here. And as the tapes come out, it pushes them out further and further. So you can
They're not
store them
purple,
all
are
in there.
they? Which one's purple?
What? Rumble.
No, he's blue, isn't he?
No, he's purple.
I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
Yes, you
No,
can
it's
be
purple.
hurtful.
Everybody knows that famous phrase: "Frenzy is red, Rumble is purple."
You can push it. You can put like me. You can push his buttons. So he's forward and backwards. And then this is Sound Blaster. So it looks like in his alt mode. And this is actually a knockoff version. So if you don't want to pay full price, that one was about 150 when it first came out. You can buy it now for about 120, I think. All 5 tapes, as I said. This is the Toy House Factory one, which is just as good. It comes with this one does come with so Hasbro did one of these. So Takai did one of these as well with a Rat Bat. That's what it comes with. And it comes back down. But again, if you look at what you get here for the bot, this is why I love the Legends bot so much, because if you look at these two here, really, they're, as you said, it's like mini me. This is like MP mini me, Again, if you look at the difference between the Legend spot, and if I get this guy balanced on here, because this bot here hasn't got a magnetic arm, so I have to balance him to get the same pose. And you can see it is. I think actually, New Age do better feet, and New Age actually have die-cast feet as well. Soundwave, the MP version's got lots of die-cast, but again, very similar. So this guy obviously stands very nice next to Megatron. And he was one of the very first ones I ever got in my MP collection. So there we go.
Nice.
Cool. Good.
Listen, you did a masterpiece, and I said somebody would, so yes. Said somebody would do Chog, and that was Jamie. Yes.
Right. So the discussion for tonight I left to my co-host because I was driving back. 70 miles I had to go before the show started.
Such a mistake.
So over to the chat. So any questions you have, please put them in the chat. Ask us any questions or anything you want to talk about. It's going to be an open forum. Bring the pain. If you want to know what underwear we're wearing, and you want to join our Patreon, sexyunderwear.com. There's no Patreon.
You wear underwear on your Friday night. Okay, that's interesting.
Please
Don't
stick.
worry.
You wear
We're not
trousers.
we're not in Hollyoaks. We won't get fired for our OnlyFans account.
Hollyoaks after that. No
Who got
questions
fired for
tonight.
OnlyFans account. Hollyoaks. There's the first
Oh,
question.
Alexis, no.
Is this not the
Was it your ex?
where we're heading?
I have all the news.
Where do babies
right, let
come
me-
from?
Let me play the discussion music before people start don't ask
Sorry,
questions until
sorry.
the discussion music's been played.
We now return to the Transformers.
Cool, right, so first question up is where do babies come from? Dan, thank you. To be honest, this has been doing
Santa
my
Claus.
head in as well.
Next question.
So,
Storks.
where do
Storks.
babies come from?
Storks.
Have you never seen the film Storks?
Storks.
Go watch it after this.
Dan said the stalk story seems suspicious.
No, it doesn't. You seem suspicious.
Ed said, well, if your house was on fire, what one Transformer you would save? Alexis?
I wouldn't. I said it before. I wouldn't. I'd be
No, I
out.
was saying I would save you.
Oh.
She actually answered the question. I don't know. I'm just.
Go on, Alexis. Which Transformer would you save?
I wouldn't. I'd get the money instead. I'd take the money and run. I'd claim my insurance. I'd love it.
I mean, you're not going to die. You can get one. You can choose one.
That's the question. Isn't it?
I mean, that is entirely the question.
Probably my MP10, like that my wife got me, the very first one.
Good answer. Good
Andy,
answer.
what would you get?
It would be a tough choice, but probably. Oh, it'd be a toss-up between my original Double Dealer or my original G1 Scorponok. Or possibly, I'd grab them all. I'd burn. I'd take the risk.
I'd go
50
down
degree
with the
burns,
ship.
but I've still got my half my
Jamie?
collection.
Unicron.
Brilliant. I love to see that. And a man dies clutching a kid's toy in a fire.
I just say I
Like,
survive, not
Not
die.
kids' toys. Do not belittle.
Kids' toys? Kids' toys?
The
Serious
newsreader will
collectors.
belittle- a newsreader will belittle anyone.
Okay,
It's easy
yeah,
for Paul. He can just grab his Unicron and carry it out.
Yeah, mine's silly, but I would go for unicorn. It's just be annoying if the family get in the way. You have to kick them out as you get outside.
Yeah, kids, carry this.
Right, Brian Bonbons, Bonbons has asked, if you had to choose what size of butt plug, what size would you choose and why? I'll take that question to Jamie.
I
It's like
guess.
question time.
Well, is this using a Transformer as a butt plug in emergency like Alexis might do?
Yeah.
Or is this like.
See why we collect legend size? Just in case you have to use one as a butt plug.
Core class. World's smallest.
He's actually thinking about it.
I just don't know.
Hey, this is a serious question, Alexis.
I
You have
just
to
don't
give this
know
consideration.
What Transformer would want to suffer that fate, and I don't know if I would want to suffer that fate with that particular Transformer.
It'd be
Oh, is
hard.
it a Transformer?
Hard
We
head.
don't
with
know
the
the
answer.
You've
I
already
think
selected your G.I. Joe figure. So.
I think
Right,
it
next
would have to be
question.
A headmaster.
Oh no! Why of all the Transformers, that's the worst one. You should pull it back out, and they wouldn't. What? That's like even the Target Master would be better.
dear
This is on his
Oh,
hand.
dear God, Gort.
But Jamie
would
has the
win?
opposite. Jamie go feet first.
Who would win in a celebrity death match? Bobby Skullface or Brian Bonebons?
Brian Bonbons.
Bonebons. No one fucks with the Bonebons. Will Toys R Us sell G1 toys again? They've done it before, multiple times.
If they're coming
Will they
back,
do it
there's
again?
always a chance. Hasbro keep re-releasing
It'd be Smith,
re-releases,
wouldn't it?
so you never know.
Yeah, another outlet.
Cool. Have you seen Cyberverse Season 4 trailer?
No,
Yes.
although RJ, that's RJ, isn't it? Yeah, oh, it is, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because RJ mentioned it just before the start, and he said
was-
that it's
was it good?
dropped. RJ? Jamie, rather? Jeez, I called you RJ then.
Yeah, I have. I thought it was good.
All right, we'll try and get that trailer before the show. And
Did we see Tarn in the trailer at all?
I don't know. Can't remember.
When will Alexis transform Unicron? Oh my god, Alexis, hurry up, man. Who doesn't transform a Unicron?
How do you know he's not
Right.
transforming
Do
it?
you
It's
think
just he
that-
hasn't finished.
Do you think he's broken it and he doesn't know how to fix it?
Slow Panther. Any Hasbro toys that could never be bettered by third party? Oh yeah, definitely. No, there is, isn't there?
That's rhetorical.
All right, Mister buys all the third party. How dare you suggest such a thing, you peasants?
Well, they've got
Because it's true. That's why.
Masterpiece.
I think your Star Saber's good. I think
Siege
your Star
Jetfire is
Saber-
pretty damn good. I don't know if
Yeah.
that Phoenix is as good or
Retgar,
you know.
Studio Series Retgar.
I honestly think
do like a
you'll see
Rekgar.
this Hot Rod would give a good one with money. For
Yeah,
any
Hot
third
Rod.
party.
Hot Rod
Yeah.
seems really popular.
Jetfire.
I'm sorry, but is there a better version of Scorponok in third
No.
party that actually
No.
looks like
It's
G1
like,
Scorponok? I don't think there
Yeah,
is.
the
Suck
Titans,
it.
the Titans. They do the Titans
The
better than anyone else.
Titans. Yeah, I do it. Yeah, the Scorponok specifically because there is the Metroplex. The Make Toys has got a better Metroplex.
Is that the Utopia one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
rid of
too
that.
chunky.
I
It goes the
don't
other
think
way.
it's
It goes from
Yeah.
Metroplex that's too
Nah.
thin to Utopia that's like chunky boy.
Right, if you could transform into something, what would it be?
You
can't say number 59's knickers.
And I'm hoping nobody will say butt plug.
It
You
depends.
could turn into something. An aircraft because I
I'd
love
have to be a
aircraft.
spaceship.
Boring.
I would want to be a spaceship, you know, and leave this fucking planet before it just, you know,
Fucking COVID and Brexit. Fuck it.
yeah,
I'm gone.
yeah. I'm going. I'm out of here.
I bet
Stick
triple
next-
train.
Astro Trade. Stick the collection in.
I'm
Oh,
on.
Mailing, yeah,
train,
you
yeah.
can go.
Triple trains, yeah. Triple
Triple
trains.
change,
I
yeah.
want a holiday.
Which one?
My
You
own
could be
one.
Springer.
Mine.
You
No,
must be
it's
Springer
my own
because
one.
you've got so many Springer
No.
figures.
That's because I want to do a video when the last one fucking comes out.
Oh, I'd do a planet, like Unicorn turns into a planet, and I'll just rock up to other planets, and they'd be like, oh, fuck, there's a planet. I'll just get really close, go, just stare at them and then go away.
I just do I just do what I do on
The
Saturdays.
deviant planet. Only your mind would come up with that thought. I
Going
just
into
come
their
up to you.
personal space.
What is the most you would spend on one bot?
Sorry, just to answer that question before that question. I would just. So what would I be? I
sorry.
wouldn't be a triple changer. I would just do what I do on Saturday, which is lie on my rug, open my legs, pretend I'm a base mode, and then.
What he means there is pass out.
Then we weren't going to say
And
anal
then,
plug.
and then that's it. And then I park.
I thought he was going to insert the anal plug.
I
Lie on
park
my floor,
my
open my legs.
base mode all day.
Made that ego out. Yeah.
What is the most you could spend or you would spend on one bot?
A tenner.
Uniform.
All right, Jamie. And the rest. Most I've spent 150-ish.
Jamie,
Yeah, I
have
think
you
150 is the most I've spent on one bot.
Have you
Yeah,
bought
it just
Fortune
depends.
Oh, no,
on
it
the
wasn't.
name on it.
Yeah,
I
one
bought
bot. Titans.
Unicorn, you
right.
thick bastard.
No.
You
have
can't
bought-
play.
Have you bought the Fort Max head from Fanstoys now? Have you pre-ordered it?
I was
How's
thinking
that?
about it, and Maylan's. I was having a discussion with Maylan because she just thinks it'd be too big, and I was saying, but we could get a house extension, and she's like, no.
We could buy a bigger house.
Which
know,
is
I-
the best Titan? Next question. HasLab Unicorn, isn't it?
Scorponok.
Scorponok.
HasLab Unicron isn't a Titan though, isn't it? It's a separate entity.
It's when
It
you
was
own
designed
it.
to be bigger.
It's when you
than-
own one. It's when you-
I don't think that's like how you can categorize it.
Yeah,
I own
you
it,
can-
so
you
it
can
is what
only
I say
comment
it is.
if you own one.
yeah.
Retgar's nips or Nor's booties?
Retgar's nibs.
Is it Retgar's nips? Yeah, yeah. They've
Yeah.
got the.
Because he's got posable nipples. And Nor's booties I can't really comment too much on because I don't have Nor yet.
Favorite Monster Munch flavor?
Oh,
what's the
beef.
spicy one's called? No, not beef. it's
Red
one.
hot, flaming hot.
Red flaming hot, flaming hot.
Yeah. Although
That's
I would say
Maylan's
pickled onion, but that
favourite
was more
crisps.
in my formative years.
Sam.
Pickled onion
Sam
was the
likes it.
must-have
Sam
thing.
Pickled onion Monster Munch.
Yeah, yeah.
Sam loves it.
The stoner's favourite, allegedly.
Probably
Cool.
why Sam likes it.
Right, final question is: have you ever used a toffee crisp wrapper as a I'm guessing as a
No,
condom.
it just says ever use a toffee crisp wrapper. Yes, to wrap around the toffee crisp.
No, I'm not a fan of
What else would you use it for? Possibly.
If only we had used them, we wouldn't have so many
Or of a
children.
finger of fudge, man.
Does anyone have a favorite NFL team?
Jacksonville Jaguars, unfortunately. But yeah.
Watched the 49ers a few times.
It's actually
Oh my god, you're such a glory fan.
Well, my mate watches it, so when we go into his house, if it's on, we watch it. That's it.
Cool.
I don't know what you mean, Techno Boy.
Right, that's it, isn't it? We've done the show. Was there anything else? Have I missed
We've done the show. That's it. We're done. We've done the show. People aren't here. This isn't.
I can go home now, can't I? Right.
Patriots. They suck now.
Thank you so
Vikings
much.
aren't too bad.
Sorry, I was getting caught up in the NFL conversations. Stop showing
Join
the
us in 10
messages.
minutes for NFL chat.
NFL Dead Zone, where nobody else knows anything about it. It's been fun.
Right, cool. Yeah, it's been a good night. Thank you. Head to TFUK on Facebook, or Transformers the Show is our Facebook page. Twitter is Jamie.
TF Show UK.
And Instagram is Alexis.
It's get a sticker on the page, mate. Transformers.
Cheers, mate. Oh,
don't show the dead woman again. That's sad.
Transformers the Show.
Whoops. I'm sorry.
See you next week.